properly so that it actually handles deposits better and withdrawals and all that kind of stuff as well. Okay, so we'll get that to research it. Yeah, it's actually a very good opportunity to do that because now I have an account where I've done this, right? Whereas before I had to always bug you to look at your account. And that's one of the reasons why it took so long, right? Like we never
Yeah,
got to finish because I don't want to be like constantly, oh, restart your bot, you know? So this is actually the perfect scenario.
yeah, good.
Yeah. And then another thing, so this is the Alpha Pix. So you're running a different version of Alpha Pix, by the way, Gil. I keep telling you, I think it would be a good idea to switch to BotSpot. Just kind of makes everything
Just
a lot easier.
right.
But I'm
You're
looking at this.
running yours through BotSpot, right?
What was that?
You're running yours through BotSpot.
Yeah, I have been for quite some time now. Like this is when I launched this. I launched this on December of 2025. So I've been running it on BotSpot for quite a while now. It's been beating the market. Look at this. It beat the market for a while, right? But then I guess lately it's hard to tell because I don't have that like deposit thing. But one thing I have noticed is that it's not using all the cash in the account. Like $3,000 cash just lying around is a lot.
I usually run, yeah, somewhere always over 1,000. I've got 40, I think the balance right now is 47,000 in my trade year. So I'm up about 7,000 on the account. I was up about 12 or 13. So this last month, it has settled quite a bit. But I usually run 1,000, 1,500, 1,800 extra cash in the account. And I often wonder if I just went in and grabbed another piece of stock and purchased it manually, but then I'm afraid it rebalances. It looks at the balance every day, and I'm afraid it would kick it out.
It probably will. We'll probably fight you on that. The better change is to just make this thing have better logic because probably the reason why, like for example, for me, I've $3,000 sitting around. It's probably because there's some symbols that are too expensive to buy, right?
Exactly. That's
Seems a
happened
bit
before.
strange
Yep.
at $3,000, but let's see.
Feel like micro technologies, almost $1,000 a share.
Yeah, that one's going to be quite expensive. Uh, I know
Yeah,
because I
Light is also
know.
841. Oh, gee, and SanDisk. I've got one share of SanDisk, and that's $1,700.
Yeah, so those two alone could account for this, right?
Right.
But we can change the logic. So let me ask about this. So can you please do some investigation into this? Basically, we have this alpha pick strategy running, but I have so much cash sitting around. I think we need to change the logic a little bit so I don't have so much cash sitting around. Can you investigate this a bit and tell me what you think we should do to fix that in the strategy logic so that I don't have so much cash sitting around? I'm assuming it has something to do with some shares being too expensive or something like that. So please do your research and let me know what you think we should do here.
Going to a broker that does fractional shares would also probably be smart. Things have worked, and I just don't like to, if it isn't broke, isn't broken, don't fix it. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
fractional shares, being able to buy fractional shares would be a help too.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to use Alpaca, you could do that.
They do fractional shares.
Yeah, they do. They do. I wonder if Tradier supports it too. Maybe they might
I
also support it
don't
now.
think so. I think they're full shares. Tradier, I think, is only full shares. And how about
Yeah.
Schwab? Do they do fractional shares or not? I don't think so. I think yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
Um, do Schwab and Tradier support fractional shares? Yep. So Schwab does. You can buy fractional shares for as little as $1. And then Tradier also supports fractional shares, but with specific focus on dollar-based investing. Oh yeah, I remember they did some weird stuff like this. Requires a minimum $5 per transaction for exchange listed equities. Selection available on most exchange listed US equities. Yeah, it's like some weird thing where you have to like buy by the dollar amount. I don't like the way that Tradier did it. They did it in some weird way. I
Yeah,
remember looking
something.
at it. Yeah. But Schwab supports it outright, you
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
don't know if we support the fact that Schwab supports it, right? But that's an easy add if we needed to do that.
yeah.
More and more, I'm just starting to like Schwab. They're a great broker overall.
As I get towards the retirement part, I find myself leaning more and more. I'm pushing most of my rollovers, IRA rollovers, that kind of stuff, all to Schwab. It just works for me. And when the bad part is once you get used to, once you break the code and you're comfortable with trading and getting things done, you really have a hard time jumping to a different platform. You just don't feel confident. I can go buy calls and spreads and all kinds of stuff in Schwab, but I just don't feel comfortable doing it in other brokerages.
I agree. And you know what? What's funny is as soon as we added Schwab to our list of brokers, we added it in, and when we added it, it was like it was working, but like we didn't have a chance to like test it that much because just not enough people used it.
Right. Yep.
But as soon as we added that into our website, like literally every single person who has signed up over the past month, or maybe even longer, has only been Schwab.
Hmm.
Really, that's interesting.
Every single one of them.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep. The other brokers are good. They've all got their pluses, but I got stuck on TAWS, Thinkorswim,
Yeah.
and I'm just comfortable with it. And that's where I trade all my covered calls and that kind of stuff. And it's just once you get confident about making trades in a platform, it's very hard to spring yourself over to something else.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like what I think we're gonna start doing, actually I was literally just talking to my wife about this like 5 minutes ago. I went downstairs. Um, what we're gonna start doing as a company is we're gonna start advertising specifically towards Schwab customers. Right? So we're going to be saying, if you follow Schwab on social media or if you visit Schwab or if there's any kind of indication that you have anything affiliated with Schwab, we're going to basically advertise to you and say, hey, do you want to turn your Schwab account into an AI trading account? Come to us.
Right.
Right?
Something else you had thought about it, and my biggest thing for Tuesday nights is for me to get on here and find out what you've been doing and what you've changed and what your outlook is. I get an update from you on just how things are going. But anybody who's not on Tuesday nights, how do they find out what's new, what's changed? How do you status folks? You would almost behoove you to have an open forum once a month or something where everybody could get together and you could go over what changes you've made, just kind of state of the union maybe or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I find it very hard to find new things without Tuesday night. Knowing what
Yeah,
you're doing, the
yeah, that
change
makes
put
sense.
so much effort into what you do, and the poor thing is the people I think are subscribed really don't get visibility of it. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
often thought there'd be maybe somehow you'd, God, I hate to be, newsletter or, I would say a Q&A that you had once a month where people could get on it. You're going to have to, advertise it and get people built up about it. But I would love to see that. I'd love to see, just to come in with a time frame and have you kind of talk about, this is where we were and this is what we changed and this is what you can try out now and give people an idea of the growth of the website because I don't see it unless I really felt blind for a month. It was just, there was nothing to look at, nothing to see. And since I was missing my Tuesday, so yeah, it might be worth the thought of putting something together like that, some type of State of the Union or website update, progress, bot progress report. I don't know, something like that, and not ad nauseum, but just enough to give people a heads up on what's new for the people who care. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So I have thought about that a lot. Like completely agree with you across everything you said, right? I'll tell you what we're currently doing is I don't know if you're aware, but this session that we do, we turn it into like YouTube videos, right?
Okay.
So we take we do shorts of these videos. So if you follow us on YouTube, you'll see that we take this session and we turn it into like little YouTube shorts, right? And then we also do like longer YouTube videos of this as well. So you can like find that on YouTube, right? The
So you
recordings.
can always go back and kind of get a little flavor for what's going on. So that's good to know. I don't pay that much attention to YouTube with your stuff. So I guess I should. That's a good resource. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, that's it goes to YouTube and it goes to like all the other social platforms, right? Like Instagram, whatever, that we put into all of them. So that's one thing, right? But I still don't think that's good enough, right? Because that's still very fragmented, right? It's cool because like one of the reasons why I kind of do this at the beginning of classes is like to update everybody, right? And it's not just you, it's updating other people, right?
Yeah, no, I
Um,
love that. I love that.
right.
Yeah.
But I do think we could go further than that, right? So we've actually thought about like making AI being able to do this, right? Right now, my main focus is on just getting this thing to work really well, solid website, like really,
Yep.
right? That's kind of the main focus right now, and I think it will be for the next few weeks, right? But then after like when it's gone to the point where it's like now like really bug free, there's no issues, people sign up and just like love it, right? Which I think we're really starting to hit that inflection point. Because like and Gil, this is something you told me the whole time. You've been saying this for a while. Um, is people just want to trade, right? People would just want to use real money and trade. So we're
Yeah.
really going down that path, right? So
Yeah.
that's why this whole thing, like, I don't know if you saw what I did with Maurizio earlier, where like, you can just get your indicators and just place a trade, right? That's not fully working yet, but it should be in the next week or two, right? That is already super valuable. You don't need to make a strategy. You know what I mean? Like just
Yep.
link your brokerage account. We could analyze your positions. You could talk to the AI about your positions and your trades and what you're doing. You could get it to research SEC filings and whatever the heck else you want. We could do that, all of that automatically, right? And then you can actually place trades directly through the AI. You don't have to make a strategy, right? So that's kind of like the path that we've been going down. And I think that's been working out pretty well, right? I think if we can kind of focus on that, then it makes everything else so much easier, right? Because now we could just say, join BotSpot, link your Schwab account. Now you have AI, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's great. I think that's phenomenal. I yeah, that's exactly the path I'd like to see you take. That sounds great.
So that's the whole idea here, right? And then yeah, once we have that all working, that like it's just easy. You come in, link your broker, you can start trading really quickly. Once we kind of have that whole path like really, really solid, right? Because that's literally all that, like I said, all the people signed up over the past month. We get like two or three new subscribers every week, right? And like every single one of them does the same thing. They come in, they link their Schwab account, and they try to start trading. All of them,
Hmm.
every single one of them, without exception. Like literally, not a single one was different, right? And that tells you something, right? Like, I mean, if someone's using your product to do stuff, right? Let's make that work well, right?
Right.
Sam Altman, the guy that runs OpenAI, he has a saying of like, and actually a lot of guys at Y Combinator, they have a saying of like, if people are using your product to do something it cannot currently do, and they're trying to hack their way around it, that should be your product.
Right. That's your direction. Yeah.
Right.
It's
So
solving
once,
problems. Anything you do in a business is always about solving people's problems, and that's what brings them to your website, and that's what keeps them with the success of getting the answers to the problems or creating the bots that work.
right, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so once we have that path just working like perfect, like I mean, because we had some issues, like I said, the when people connected to Schwab before, like we didn't test it very thoroughly, or like we did, but like it wasn't like it's different when you have a lot of people banging on it, right? Because like you could test it and you can make it work, but then like what someone will come out and do like the weirdest thing that like I never would have thought of, right? And you get a couple of those people like that, and then you keep going through it. It's like, for example, like after hours trading. We didn't even think about that, right? Or like there's a guy that was like canceling and trading, canceling and trading, canceling and trading. It's like this very quick sort of thing. And like it just didn't work well for that. So now we fixed all those and we're kind of going through all the like little details. So the more people that bang on it, the better. Um, and once we have all that stuff working, then now I just want to like just advertise this, right? Let's get people advertise to anyone who is a Schwab customer, come in, link your account, and now you have AI trading with Schwab.
Yeah, that should be your social media focus on, a campaign of
Yeah.
advertising Schwab and the capabilities of linking their bots. So yeah,
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
I think it's perfect. I think that's a great focus.
Yeah. With any luck, Schwab will acquire us. Yeah.
I hope so. I thought we had Tradier talked into it for a while there. We certainly had a lot of attention that time you came to Florida. So I thought definitely something was going to break there. Damn it! But
I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't been pursuing it that hard because for the same reason as Schwab, I want to make sure that Tradier works really well, right? And then like once this is all working very, very well, now we can show, okay, look at this. Look at what people can do here. Look at
right.
what they're able to get, right? Then the conversation becomes something different, right?
Yeah, you don't want to go off half baked and unprepared. You want to make sure everything works
Yeah.
4-0, and then you've got something to talk about. So I agree with you. I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly. Exactly. That's kind of my tact. I mean, for better or for worse, like there's people that'll tell you try to raise money earlier and that sort of thing, but like I don't know. I was trying to raise money. I spent a couple months on it, and it's just like until you really start seeing that traction, nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of it, right? Nobody cares. But if you show them a graph up and to the right, look at how many new customers we got. Now they care, right?
Well, I pray for
So,
that viral moment for BotSpot. So every night I put you in there for that viral moment that takes off like wildfire, like just burns the field in an instant, and everybody catches fire. You know.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think the Schwab thing could be that,
But it
right?
has possibilities, and you're dealing with the largest broker, and it's got the biggest following. Yeah, it's the right place to be.
They're the biggest broker on earth, you know? The
Yep.
only one the only one actually there's one broker that has more assets under management, which is Fidelity. But Fidelity has assets under management because of 401ks, which is different, right? That's not like the space that we play in, right? So in terms of like a broker that like people like self-directed are trading, Schwab is the number one by
Yeah.
far. You
Where
know?
the traders show up. Yeah, that's where they play. Yep.
Yeah. So we make that work well. We make it so you come in, it's very easy. You link your Schwab account, super simple. Once you link your Schwab account, we can help use AI to analyze all of your trades, analyze all of your positions. You can search SEC filings, you can look at indicator charts and whatever by talking to the AI, and then allow it to place trades. Right? And that's like instant. That'll work for you right away once you subscribe with Schwab. And then you could get into the deeper stuff, right? You can get into, okay, well, what if I want to build a strategy that's automated? What if I want to back test it? Then you can kind of go even deeper, right? But, I really just want to get that initial thing working really, really well. You come in, link Schwab, start trading. Boom. I want you to be able to start trading within 5 minutes. You know,
That's awesome. Yeah.
that's the goal here, right? And we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Schwab is starting to work really well. People still do really weird stuff with it. Um, Like I said, one guy's been like doing after hours trading, so we had to fix that up. Another guy was doing like crazy fast in and out trading, so we had to fix that up. But overall, Schwab has been working quite well. Um, I have my Schwab accounts linked now. We're still working on that whole thing of like really getting information from the brokers. But yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point. I think by next week, or maybe a week after, right? In a week or two, I think we'll be there, right?
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want to use Schwab, go for it. I think it's a fantastic broker. They make it really easy to open new accounts too. So like I actually have like 6 accounts with Schwab now. Just make it really simple to do that. So then you could also isolate your strategies, right? Okay, so BotSpot did the analysis here. Okay, if a target allocation is, for example, $150, but the stock costs $400 per share, the strategy cannot buy 0.